Kia ora, Rotorua. Ahead into tonight's bulletin. Rotorua Police are celebrating a reduction in the rate of reported crime. Work has begun on the Margarita at Fenton Street roundabout. And Sport Bay of Plenty hosts the 2012 Sport Volunteer Awards. Rotorua Police are celebrating a reduction in the rate of reported crime. Over the last 2 years, the overall crime rate for the Rotorua region has dropped by 8%. Inspector Ed Vandenbroek says the statistics are encouraging, with local burglaries also down by 10%. Inspector Vandenbroek says he puts the reduction down to two factors.
Firstly, what we're seeing is that people can't tolerate or don't want to tolerate people committing crime in their communities, in their neighbourhoods. People are very quick to phone us up on the 111 line and call in suspicious behaviour, which is exactly what we want. You know, we want to hear about those people skulking around the communities so we can find out what they're up to. So that's really encouraging for us, because we can't do it by ourselves. And the second thing is the great work that the staff at the police station are doing. You know, we've got some fantastic cops here in Rotorua, and they're so keen on making sure the community is safe, and really passionate about their job. And so as a result of that, we're seeing these crime trends coming down, you know.
Work has begun in Margarita Street to replace the water mains, relay pavements and construct a new roundabout at the intersection with Fenton Street. Rotorua District Council Works Manager Peter Dine says the $440,000 project has a government contribution of $126,000 of the construction costs through NZTA. Mr Dine says improvements to Margarita Street's pavement and water mains are also part of the project. He says the roundabout is the second of 3 new roundabouts scheduled along Fenton Street, which has the highest crash rate of any Rotorua street. The first of the 3 roundabouts was completed this year at the Devon-Fenton Street intersection, while the third will be constructed later at the intersection of Robertson and Fenton Streets. Improved facilities for pedestrians and cyclists are also part of the long-term proposals. Work on the Margarita Street upgrade and roundabout project is scheduled for completion by Christmas, and while only minimal traffic delays are expected, Mr Dine is urging patience and extra care from drivers while construction work is underway. And a new exhibition at the Rotorua Arts Village is calling for locals' opinions on the future of the village. The Love Show is curated by Martin Page and is described as an innovative show that explores the aims for the village. Manager Tanya Short says one of the questions they are asking the public is for a new name.
This is the Love Show. It's all about asking the community whether they love us or not, and what they would love to see, and kind of, you know, dreams and thoughts about love in general.
Have you had many come through and have a look?
Yeah, we have. It's been fantastic, actually. The response has been amazing, and so I'm really glad that you're here so that we can see if we can get a few more people through while it's still on.
Now, it's just not here for the week, is it? It's here for the whole month?
Yep, to the end of October, so please, please, please come in and see it. It's fantastic.
Now, is it free to the public?
Free to the public, yep. All you have to do is bring your ideas with you.
And what do they do with those ideas?
Give them to us. You know, more people that, you know, put something into something, the more ideas that we have to play with in the beginning, the better kind of the outcomes. And we're asking people for a new name, and it's not that easy, you know, when you start to think about what would you call an arts centre. It's not a 5-minute decision, so they can take the card home with them if they like and drop it back in.
Have you had much feedback?
Yeah, we've had one really good name that I like anyway, but I won't reveal that until everybody else has put theirs in the box, and we're kind of playing with a whole lot.
Curator Martin Page says the Love Show is interesting with different perspectives on love.
The Love Show theme was initiated by Tanya, but it was my job to interpret it and to select artists that I think that I could work with to come up with some interesting responses.
And there's quite a few different artists that have got their work on display here today, isn't there?
There are. Some of them worked as groups, some as individuals. I'd say that we had probably around 20 people contributing.
Now, love is a pretty big subject, so did you give them guidelines or boundaries, or just say go for it?
Well, it differed in every situation, but yeah, it is a big subject, and some need a little bit more help than others. But, you know, I was really pleased with their responses, and I think it's an interesting show because it covers so many different perspectives.
Make some time to get down to rave and share some of your ideas about their future. And this year's second annual Handbag Heaven event is on November the 7th at the Blue Baths. Handbag Heaven is a fundraising event for Dress for Success, where label and pre-loved handbags are auctioned with the proceeds going to the organisation. Organiser Deb Bell says this year singer Tina Cross is performing a tribute to Whitney Houston as the night's entertainment. Ms Bell says a promotion is on for an early bird ticket buyers with a $500 goodie bag on offer. Contact the Blue Bars for more information. And in sport tonight, the Waiariki Institute of Technology 2012 Bay of Plenty Sports Awards finalists have been announced. The awards, organised each year by Sports Bay of Plenty, salute outstanding achievement by Bay of Plenty sportsmen and women in sport at home and abroad over the past 12 months. Sports Bay of Plenty marketing manager Melanie Short says this year there are 130 nominations for the 17 categories. And she says it's not just our elite athletes that are honoured at the awards, but also coaches and support people behind the scenes.
So it's really important to us to celebrate sporting excellence, and to be able to do that we must recognise those in the background. So we have categories for Coach of the Year, Team of the Year, and we also have Service to Sport, which is a really lovely category. It gets embargoed until the night, so people don't know if they're being selected or nominated.
And that's the unsung heroes.
That's right. So, you know, some people have been involved with sport all of their life, 60 plus years we've had in the past, and just being able to recognise that publicly is really important to us. Yeah.
Judging, when you've got an Olympic year incorporated in all that, you can't afford to sort of just make it all the Olympians win the titles.
That's right.
And so on. So that's hard, eh?
Tough job this year for the judging panel. They were locked in a room, and I think it was a really difficult year for them to judge because of the wealth of experience and excellence that we're looking at.
The Waiariki Institute of Technology 2012 Bay of Plenty Sports Awards are on the 16th of November at the Energy Events Centre. And Sport Bay of Plenty are delighted to announce the winners of the Sport Volunteer Awards. The awards were hosted by Sport Bay of Plenty and attended by Marcus Reynolds from Sport New Zealand and guest speaker Cheryl Dawson, CEO of the Waikato Bay of Plenty Magic, who provided an inspiring speech celebrating the value of volunteers. This year, the awards were expanded from recognising only volunteer coaches to all 800,000 volunteers at the heart of the community sport: referees, administrators, fundraisers, kit washers and coaches. The regional awards went to Anne White from Whakatane for her work in gym sports. Paul Higgins was honoured for his work in football, and Tauranga's Lucian Clark for his umpiring work. Each winner received gift vouchers from Ripple Sport. To your weather now, Rotorua, brought to you by Trevor Robson Signs and Graphics Limited. Tonight, fine weather with light winds and overnight low of 2. Tomorrow, Thursday, fine spells with westerlies dying out later in the day. A high of 17 and a low of 4. The outlook for Friday, mainly fine with light winds, a high of 19 and a low of 5. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua, westerlies rising to 15 knots for a time. Waves less than half a metre, otherwise fine. And don't forget, for program listings and other info, check out our website at tvrotorua.co.nz. And hey, while you're there to see what's on in our city, go to upcoming events. And still to come in tonight's program, we hear about plans for an environment centre at the Rotorua Arts Village. Alan Solomon talks to a couple of the officials at the weekend's rafting championships. And I talk with Heather McAllister about what's happening at Settlement Support.